strong, serious, and hot-tempered. Gordon Ramsay is known for being a tough critic, and a sometimes terrifying taskmaster in the kitchen. But behind that stony exterior, viewers occasionally get a glimpse of the real man underneath, and the sense of humor he keeps so carefully hidden. When Gordon visited Santa La Brea in LA, his kitchen nightmare had moments that were so bad they caused him to break down laughing. Gordon had seen and tasted some pretty terrible dishes served by clueless owners and lazy chefs before, but this health food restaurant brought a smile to his face for all the wrong reasons. Ramsay sat down for dinner and ordered a few dishes. His turkey patty went down great, not with Gordon himself, but with Tubbs, a dog whose owner was sitting at the next table. It was the next plate that sent Ramsay over the edge. He ordered mogo dufu, a stir-fried dish, which looked, in Gordon's words, horrible.
Didn't know mogo dufu means shit in Chinese, that's for sure. Oh, come on. This is a joke.
He doesn't like it.
No, it seems that he really didn't. And he really couldn't hide it. In Hell's Kitchen Season 9, a dessert-making challenge caused Gordon to lose his composure. He started to chuckle when he heard that Tommy's dish was inspired by his girlfriend's favorite treat, a sticky bun. Ramsay wanted to know how old she was, and Tommy had to admit that she was younger than Gordon might have expected.
She's 19.
All right.
And how old are you?
31, Chef.
31.
I've been with a couple gals, and this is the last one, Chef, I'll tell you that.
A laughing Ramsay told Tommy that he only had 2 years to wait before he could buy her a drink. When he actually met the girlfriend in question, along with Tommy's mom, Ramsay was a little shocked at Tommy's behavior, suggesting they should get married when they get home. Tommy made out with his younger girlfriend, with a pretty uncomfortable audience sitting right next to him at the table.
Tommy, psst, your mum's there. God's sake, man.
That's not the only time that Tommy caused Gordon to break. He also gave a very unexpected answer when Chef Ramsay was introducing the blue team's prize for winning a challenge.
Do you like speed?
Meth or Coke?
Oh
Only kidding, I'm only kidding.
This time, Gordon's reaction was more shock than laughter, and he swiftly changed the subject and moved the conversation on in a safer direction. In Season 6 of Hell's Kitchen, maitre d' Jean-Philippe, who is widely known for keeping calm under pressure, was on the verge of losing his cool completely with Texan fish cook Van Herd. And most surprisingly, the entire altercation took place in the dining room, in front of Ramsay's customers.
I'm going to explode, my friend. Listen to me. Listen to me. We have a problem here.
Don't touch me, bro.
JP attempted to give Van some tips as he served a scamp special tableside, but the hot-headed chef was in no mood to listen and walked away, telling the maitre d' he was busy working. When tempers started to fray, and Gordon was forced to step in to cool things down, he asked Jean-Philippe what the problem was between the two, leading to a very unexpected response.
There's a language barrier there.
What do you mean there's a language barrier? He's speaking English, you d***.
I know, but he's from Texas.
Gordon was left struggling to hide his laughter as he walked away from the smirking Frenchman. While demonstrating how to fillet a fish on an episode of The F Word, Gordon had a simple top tip.
Now, when you're filleting a fish, use a very flexible, sharp knife because let the knife do the work.
He went on to explain to viewers that there were 4 different knives that should be found in every kitchen, and why they were so important. When he got to the filleting knife, he was once again showing the flexibility in the knife blade that made prepping his fish so much easier. But it seems he might have pushed his tools a little too far.
Oh, me.
To worsen his embarrassment, it wasn't even his knife. It belonged to one of the junior chefs. And to add insult to injury, the sharp end flew off towards one of his young helpers when it broke off, leaving him needing a band-aid. Whoops. Sometimes Ramsay cracks himself up. In Season 21 of Hell's Kitchen, he came up with a punishment that he seemed to find hilarious, though the blue team who were forced to complete it were less amused. Having lost a steak cooking challenge, the chefs were told that they would be cleaning the dorms, including the bathrooms. But that wasn't all. In preparation for steak night in the restaurant, they would be prepping all the vegetables, miniature vegetables, for the side dishes. And it seemed to be the sheer amount of tiny veg they were facing that tickled Ramsay's sense of humor.
Damn, Alex! Thumbelina carrots, Tokyo turnips, all need peeling.
The team got down to work and managed to keep smiling through the long and boring punishment.
How many garlic cloves you got done?
72, chef.
72 hurt. Only 846 more to go.
So it was smiles all around in the end. In 2014, Gordon visited Las Cruces, New Mexico to help out a struggling business owner for an episode of Hotel Hell. He'd been called in to overhaul the Tuscan-themed hotel by former singer Callie Szynski, who couldn't understand what was keeping customers away. As usual, Gordon started his visit by taking a look around the property, and was surprised to find music equipment set up in the hotel's dining room.
It's a stage where I perform.
Oh, wow, amazing. And percussionist, guitarist?
No, it's actually right now I sing to tracks.
When he sat down to sample the menu later that day, he was unimpressed with the food. But his quiet meal was about to turn into a unique experience, as Callie grabbed the microphone to show off her Cher impersonation.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
Ramsay couldn't control his laughter, though he managed to hide it from the owner pretty well, despite having a front row seat. And it wasn't only Gordon who was unimpressed.
I'm not too sure what's more scary, the food or the singing. What would you say?
I don't know, they complement each other.
What can Ramsay do to persuade her to stay off the stage? A giggling Gordon has to come up with a foolproof plan.
I'd put your microphone in a block of ice. Now, this will give you 2 or 3 hours to defrost.
At least that time, Callie found it funny too. When Gordon was asked to visit Le Bistro in South Florida for kitchen nightmares, he couldn't wait to meet head chef and co-owner Annie Trousdale, who had worked at some of the greatest restaurants in the world. And he had a complete belief in his own abilities, and didn't take any criticism well, even from his wife.
My food's perfect. I've worked long and hard and paid for the right to have what I want. Be quiet.
Ramsay was so keen to get started, he arrived when the restaurant was closed for a private cooking class. But that didn't stop him. Gordon took a seat and joined in, much to Andy's shock and irritation. Andy was demonstrating how to cook a minute steak, but the butter in his pan began to smoke, causing anxious glances from the students and raised eyebrows from Gordon.
I felt that Gordon Ramsay was just being an actor.
The nervous guests asked Chef Ramsay whether the smoke was normal, but as it filled the room and became flames, Gordon couldn't hide his amusement. That reaction didn't look like acting to us. It was certainly a lesson the amateur chefs would never forget. The final week in Hell's Kitchen is usually a time of the most intense stress, as the last 2 chefs fight it out for the crown. But in season 1, Gordon got the giggles not once, but twice during that last pressurized week, and both times it was caused by an unexpected comment from one of the chefs as they worked. First up was Michael, who was taking a turn running the pass. After he called out the first order, Gordon had a few tips for him moving forward.
Not loud enough, yeah? And you read it out like you're reading a dictionary, a bedtime story, but you've got to be vibrant, yeah?
Everyone was hard at work, and the kitchen had once again fallen silent, when Michael decided to put Gordon's words into action.
You guys cook like old people fuck.
And I thought, my God, that came out of the blue.
That might not have been exactly what Ramsay was after, but it certainly got the team's attention. Dewberry only lasted 2 weeks in season 1 of Hell's Kitchen, but he returned to join Ralph's team in the finale. Unfortunately, the pressure and the heat began to get to him, and he started to feel faint.
I started seeing stars, and my vision got real slow.
Dewberry, don't die on me tonight, please. You can die on your own time.
Dewberry left the kitchen to sit down and splash water on his face, but he was determined to return to his station and see the service through. Ralph was extremely relieved that he wasn't going to be a man down on his team, and when Dewberry got back to work and walked up a perfectly cooked bass to the pass, Ralph called him his rock.
You are Gibraltar, you are the Hope Diamond.
I'd rather you be saying I was Brad Pitt's wife.
Ramsay and sous chef Scott couldn't hold in their laughter at the unexpected exchange. One of the most popular contestants ever to appear on MasterChef was also one of the funniest. and he reduced Gordon to tears, the happy kind, on more than one occasion.
I only have one wrinkle, and I sit on it.
Tommy Walton's quirky confidence made him an instant hit with viewers, and he was also one of the strongest cooks to appear on his season. When he was at his best in the kitchen, Ramsay told him that his food was a dream. In fact, on one occasion, his dish was so good that the famously vocal celebrity chef struggled to find the right words, and ended up finding the wrong ones.
And I want Tommy the dream. I want to wake up with you. Not with you. No.
Behind the scenes, Tommy continued to make Gordon laugh. During their chats as he prepared his food, Tommy's lighthearted and flamboyant style shone through. Ramsay wanted to know more about how the 52-year-old fashion designer remained wrinkle-free, when he himself was famously quite the opposite. And Tommy was happy to share his secret.
I don't know. I don't go outside in the daytime, just like Dracula.
That's one way to stay youthful. In Season 6 of Hell's Kitchen, Gordon set his teams a tricky challenge in Week 6. They had to create a delicious 3-course meal that came in at just 700 calories in total. While that wasn't an easy task, the talented chefs rose to the challenge, creating colorful and appetizing dishes that looked hard to resist. Until, that is, it was time for dessert. Dave Levy was up for the blue team and was ready to unveil his egg white crepe with fruit compote and blackberry yogurt cream. But what would Chef Ramsay think?
Oh, come on. What is that?
It seems he thought it was laughable. Gordon labeled it foul and decided it should only be served to someone recovering from a stomach ulcer. Ouch. Dave went on to have the last laugh though. His laughable dessert didn't stop him winning the season and the $250,000 prize. Back to the F word, and Chef Ramsay challenged British comedian Johnny Vegas to a pizza making contest. As they prepared to battle it out, Vegas revealed that he was a big fan of Gordon and had an unusual way of expressing his admiration.
If I could get clothes in your style, I would.
That's nice.
I
That's
have
very
Gordon
nice.
Ramsay parties. We all just sit round telling each other to f*** off.
The pair got to work preparing the most important element of any good pizza, the dough. As Johnny talked through his recipe and put it in the mixer, Gordon accused him of taking shortcuts.
You're not actually making your own pizza dough, you're putting it together, the machine's making it for you.
No, it's not. What it's
Cheating
doing is for me. Is it bollocks?
Cheating
I don't work for you. You can't speak to me like this.
Johnny was adamant he was playing fair and carried on with his prep, but was listening carefully as Gordon listed his ingredients and then put them in the food processor.
So what are you using there, Gordon? Is it a machine?
This is
Is it a machine? Is it a machine?
It's a
Does it
robot
plug in? Does it plug in?
Vegas made a fair point, and a laughing Ramsay couldn't deny it. Chef Ramsay breaking character to laugh is a rare but enjoyable moment in the pressurized kitchen environment, but anyone working alongside him better not do the same. When Jessica Lewis from Hell's Kitchen Season 11 nervously laughed as she called out instructions to her team, Ramsay became increasingly furious.
Why are you laughing? You think this is a joke?
No, Chef, I don't.
What's funny?
Nothing,
Hey,
Chef.
It's not so funny now, is it?
No, Chef.
To Chef Ramsay, serving good food will always be a serious business after all.